You know, I love going out camping beside the lake that I grew up fishing. Just me, my buddies, and the John boat, and this bait catching toads. Let me show you what it is. But before I tell you about the bait, I want to tell you about the bag that it comes in. This is the bait school bag from LureNet. Now, it's really designed for bank anglers, but there's a lot of cool stuff in here that I like to use from the boat. And one special lure that I love to use this time of year at night. I'll show you how we're going to rig that, but let's go through what's in the bag first. Remember, there's only 300 of these. Guys, make sure you go out and you use that discount code too to get them 15% off down in the description. So you get custom colors at a discount and a heck of a deal. And trust me, it is a heck of a deal, unlike a lot of box companies that are out there. All right, so let's go through what all's in it. Check out this absolutely cool little Rebel popper. You know, for all you guys that love the bait finesse systems, the BFS stuff, this is the original BFS, baby. Next up, we got 3 packs of Yum products. Now this is the Yum 7.5 ribbon tail tequila sunrise. Let me tell you, if you do any night fishing and it is that time of year, you better have some tequila sunrise. Next up, Yum has put us in a 6-inch thumping dinger. Man, this thing's got kind of that hook tail and it really thumps on that drop. Check that out. Now that's in Junebug. Next up is the Spine Crawl from Yum, and this thing is incredible. It's in Bama Magic. It's got some green and some blue to it. You know this is my color. We got some terminal tackle from Prox. Check it out. We've got some 3/0 EWG hooks, and from Scottsboro Tackle we got 2 packs of tungsten worm weights, 1/4 and 3/16. It is that time of year you absolutely want that mid-depth diving crankbait. Let me tell you, August and into September, cranking is a must do. Check this out. I believe this is in one of my favorite colors too, lavender tiger shad. It is. Check that out. I love their lavender shad. This tiger shad is even cooler. 7 to 9 feet from Norman. Now this is something I'm super excited about. You guys know I did a video on finesse buzz baits. 1/8 ounce, look at this thing. You don't get more finesse than this. Last but not least in the bait category, what we're gonna be talking about today, the Jitterbug. Yeah, I know, if you've never fished a Jitterbug at night, let me tell you, you're missing out. And this is the jointed back for a little extra action. When you buy one of these bags, you'll get 15% off of your next order. You get a LureNet sticker, a Booyah sticker, you get a killer little book that tells you how to use a lot of these baits, and you get a special card for the Jitterbug. Let's check out what they say about when to use the Jitterbug. See if I agree. All right, so it says the Jitterbug after dark. I agree. Cast paralleling the bank or cast over shallow grass. Hey, I'm telling you what, if you don't have grass, cast over laydowns and brush piles and over flat, big, expansive flat areas. Trust me, if there's bait there, they will crush the bug. Reel in slowly, listen to the pop, pop, pop of the Jitterbug. That's key. Just like a whopper plopper or any sort of bait in that genre, the Jitterbug has got a very unique sound, and you know, and trust me, you'll know when you get it right. Now that's one thing about night fishing. A lot of times you're not going to see the blow up. So the biggest thing about night fishing is don't set the hook when you hear the explosion. Keep reeling until you feel that pressure and let those treble hooks do their job. Just as the card says, set the hook. All right, guys, very first thing, check this Jitterbug out, man. It's got some wild feathers on the back, a wild paint job. Got that crackle finish, man. Got that back. Listen to that sound. I cannot wait. If you've never seen a Jitterbug work in the water, I'm telling you guys, this is not a gimmick. Ask anybody that has fished for a long time, and the Jitterbug's just got a sweet spot in their heart. I promise you. So the very first thing I want to do is I want to show you what knot I tie. All right, so there's no need to tie any sort of special knot. Guys, you know what type of knot I tie, and I use it on basically everything. Don't really have that much trouble with any knot. You should always check your knots. I know I broke one off today, but it was because, well, I've caught like 4 fish on it. And I just did do it. This is the Pizzine, I don't know. Anyway, it's just the knot that I tie. So basically you put it through, you double it up, you wrap around about 4 to 7 times. Once you do that, you bring it through the little loop that you were holding at the top. You know, you lubricate it. Anyway, and then you slide it down. Make sure you lubricate it all the way down when you pull it, because if you don't, you will rough up the line and cause a bad spot. Got to give a shout out to my guys at Avid Angler. Guys, if you haven't tried the glue, they're in Bass Pro shops now. So when you're out there in your local Bass Pro, go ahead and pick them up. I'm telling you, the glue and the marker, I mean, I can't preach the marker enough. It's good to actually put on knots. It will actually make your knot stronger. Cut the tag in. Okay, guys, let's talk about rod, reel, and line setup. Now, listen, you can throw this on a spinning rod. Me, I prefer to throw it on a bait caster, and this is one of my very favorites from TFO. Guys, let me tell you, if you want a high-end rod, something that is one of the lightest rods you're going to pick up, one of the most sensitive rods you're going to pick up, this is one of my Topwater rods, and this is the TFO Resolve Bass. Let me tell you, it's a 7-foot medium. You can throw a 1/4 to 3/4 ounce, and let me tell you, this thing is plumb sexy. Top-notch components. I'm just telling you, I'd put it against any rod on the market. I mean, it is literally my favorite rod series by TFO. It is their premium, their top notch, their best of the best. And I would put it against anyone, anytime, anywhere. This thing is so light. You just got to pick it up and try it. That's all I know. Now, I couple this with, and don't over reel. I might even tell you to slow it down on this to maybe a 6.5, 6.4, 6.3, somewhere in there. But you guys know I love my Topwater reels to be the 6.8. This is the Lose Custom Pro. It's just a great reel to throw lighter baits, you know, and at a pretty affordable price range for how well it is. I've got several of them. You'd have to pry them out of my cold dead hands. That's all I'm saying. Now, let me show you how to cast this thing and what it looks and sounds like in the water. Now, when I talk about places to throw this thing, this is actually a good place. Now, I would be back off of it a little bit and kind of throwing it up in these overhangs at night, you know, up underneath them. I would back off and be making casts kind of at 45 up in here, especially these overcuts. If you're on bluffs, be right up against the wall. If you're on flats, just make the longest cast you can and cover water. And let me tell you, this thing, it takes a little bit of, you know, it takes a little bit of work to get used to reel it. And that is a total lie. So you just reel it out there. And there you go, nice and slow. You'll hear it, plop, 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 plop. Probably all you're hearing right now is the boat wash. But anyway, I'll get a close up and let you hear the plop, 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 plop. It's basically a wake bait. Guys, you know, I don't know what they're called. I don't remember who makes them, maybe Mega Bass or somebody. But you remember, you know, the little walking baits? This was the first one. So for any of you who want to say copycats, understand, this is the OG. So guys, look, it's a topwater bite. It's kind of like a wake bait in a way, but like I said, you're going to be out at night. And let me tell you, don't sleep on this thing first thing in the morning too. You can see it cast a mile. Give it a second to float back up because, you know, you did cast it out there. It is going to dive into the water. And then remember, a slow reel. But you can reel it quickly and get a really loud, really wild commotion out of it. But you also can blow it out, so don't overdo it. Hence why I was saying 6'8" for most of you may not be the way to go. 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". Okay, so now let's talk about hook set and let's talk about fighting the fish, okay? Hook set is always going to be, whether you're left or right-handed, on these side set. Don't, and I'm going to tell you why. With treble hooks, most baits, unless I'm fishing like a jig, single hook baits are okay, but other, you know, like swim baits, not so much. I'm going to swing to the side when I set the hook. And when I set the hook, I'm going to reel and I'm going to point that rod tip down because I don't want that bass jumping. Treble hooks are more tacky than sticky. In other words, you set with a single hook, it's going to drive it into their mouth past the barb. 90% of the time you've got that fish, unless it's got something, you know, some sort of weight on the end of it to be able to throw it out. With treble hooks, you don't want them jumping. You want them to stay down. So, you know, play that fish, fight that fish, and fighting that fish is, like I always say, keep that rod tip down. Don't reel up too far. Give them enough line to where you can fight them once you get them here to the side of the boat and wear them down. So guys, make sure you go out to Lornet. Like I said, I got a 15% off code in the description below. Go out there. They only make 300 of these, and they've got custom colors like this. Some really cool baits, especially for you bank bangers, especially for you guys that are fishing ponds and creeks. This bag is for you. All right, geeks, as always, questions, comments in the comment section below. You geeks know I love to talk fishing with you, and I really do, man. Make sure you put those comments in the comment section. I don't care what it is. It can be about this or anything else. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get those videos when they come out. Like I said, 100% Watch Squad, you guys make the dream a reality, and it's free. Watch 100% of the video 100% of the time when they come out. And as always, you guys, you geeks rock.